Hello and welcome to my Kylie Jenner makeup look. This is the finished look and we're going to start from scratch. So I have recently moved my bedroom around, so now my dressing table is underneath the windowsill. The lighting was so good this day. It was so sunny and so bright, so I thought it was the perfect chance to try it out. And I was all set, ready to go. Everything organized, everything set up. And then Ariana woke up from her nap. So we needed to have a lunch break. And watch America's Next Top Model. Watching Cycle 22, it's so fun. So after I fed her and we watched America's Next Top Model, I came back. It's a little bit darker than I would have liked, but the lighting was still so much better than my last videos. So this is me doing my Kylie Jenner makeup look that she had for the Golden Globes. This makeup look was so flawless, and all I did was I found a photo on Google and put it on my phone, and I'm just referring back and forth to that as I'm doing it. It's on my dressing table. And in preparation, all I did was look through all my palettes to make sure I had the colors in order to complete the look. All I really needed for this look was a rose gold, a highlighter, and shimmery browns. That's pretty much all you need, and everything else you can just use your normal everyday makeup. I don't have any tan on, so I am using paler makeup, and the Kylie Jenner look is a little bit more tanned, but I needed to match. So this is me just putting on my MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation in NW10. I put a little bit over my lips because it creates a little bit of a primer, just like I do with my eyelids. And what I do is I take some of the NW10 in the Studio Fix and a little bit of the NC15. The NW gives you that perfect pale pink tone, but then your NC gives you a slight yellow tone. So that mixed together does create a beautiful color. It's so hard just to use one foundation because the color's never right. So this is me just using a little bit of my powder to set my eyeshadow and get ready to do my brows. I really love that brush from Real Techniques. It's so good. It's a lot thicker than the one I used to use before, so I need far less product when I'm using it. So this is me doing my brows. I'm using a little eyebrow comb. Isn't that cute? Like using a little eyebrow comb. And it just tidies them up a bit so that I'm ready to draw them. So I'm using the NYX Push Up Brow for your brows. It's really good. So I use the darker side just to underline my eyebrow. Like I said in my last video, it is really dark. So I just use it to create the arch, the extension, and the undershadow. There's so many ways you can do your brows. And the Kylie Jenner brow is a lot shorter than mine, and her arches are extreme because of the shape of her eyebrows. So I couldn't really completely recreate her eyebrow game because my eyebrows are just such a different shape. What I did do was I gave myself a higher arch. I don't normally like to do this because my eyes are so big. I try not to have too big of an arch. But because my hair is up and off my face, I get away with it more. I did the hair as well, especially for you guys. No, I just thought it would be easier to do the look with the hair in place as well. And who doesn't love a scraped up bun? I think it's about to be my new favorite hairstyle. It's so easy. But with this look, because the hair's so far scraped off your face, you need to fill in all the way through your hairline. If not, you'll have like a makeup line. Instead of on the jaw, you'll have it around your hairline. So that's me using the white part of the push-up bra. It's so good. It's so easy to put on, so simple, and then you just lightly dab it. It doesn't even have to be perfect because we're going to cover it with a highlighter eyeshadow anyway. So you can pretty much just color it in and leave it there. My face is so serious when I'm looking for stuff on my dressing table. I tried to keep composure. Little fluffy Real Techniques brush. I'm using my Christmas present, the Too Faced Le Grand Chateau. This is one of the little palettes you get in it. I chose the pink one. And there's 6 eyeshadows in it and a bronzer. So the first one I'm using is the Amour. Can you feel the love? So I'm using that for my highlighter. The pigment was not very strong. I didn't get a lot of color out of it, but I like that because there's nothing I hate more than a shimmery highlighter. I like it to be very natural and quite matte. But it did create a lovely base. Give the brush a little blow, get the excess off. I'm looking so hard for an eyeshadow brush that I cannot find. I'm trying to stay calm. But inside I'm screaming because I couldn't find it. And I did find it and it was covered in brown eyeshadow, so I had to clean it a little bit. So the second one we're going to use is Fleur. This is a peach tone, rose gold base that we're going to use all over the eyelids. And when I say eyelids, the easiest thing to do is feel your eyeball. We're just going to draw all over the eyeball. You'll feel naturally where that ends. When I first started to use it, I was like, I really thought there would be more color to this eyeshadow. So what I did was I dampened my brush just quickly with a wet wipe. And instantly, I got a far stronger color. The shimmer came out, the pigment came out, the metallic, everything just seemed to work. This is one of my go-to tricks. If you have a shimmer eyeshadow or a metallic eyeshadow, you can just dampen your brush with a wet wipe and use your eyeshadow as normal. But what we're doing by dampening the brush is we are activating the metallic, the oils, the pigment, the sparkles, and you need far less product. You need far less coats, and you just see that color straight away. You see how that is instantly creating a beautiful shine, a beautiful shimmer. I wouldn't get that if I was using it dry. It would take me so much longer, and I might not even get that intensity. So all I'm doing is I'm just dabbing it over my eyelids, and I am taking it up higher on my brow bone and further out, because this look was really out to the side. As you can see from the picture, they really extended it. So we don't have to stay in the lines with this one. That's me just cleaning my brushes again. I just give it a little flick and it takes off the excess of the previous color we've been using. That's me dampening it again because I am going to use another shimmer. And this one I am using is called Moi from the Too Faced palette. This one is just like the perfect chocolate color. It's beautiful. This Real Techniques brush, it's a lot thicker than I would like. I normally use it for my crease for my darker color, but it puts on a lot of product and it's quite messy. So I don't think I'm going to use that one again. Well, I will use it, just not for this purpose. But for this look, because I needed it to go high up on the brow bone, it was okay. Check the arch on that brow. Oh, working. So with this look, I could afford to be a little bit messier because I knew that it would all come together in the end. Sometimes when you're doing your eyeshadow, it looks a mess. It looks a bomb hit it. But it can all be fixed. It all comes together. Sometimes it just needs a little time to bake on the face, a little time to come together, to settle, and then we can fix it up later on. So I want to create my crease, so I'm using my hard angle brush. And I'm going to be using the Toot Sweet. This color is really strange because it's almost like a raspberry chocolate with green sparkle undertones. It's really nice. So this is me just creating my crease. I should not have used this brush because it was a little bit painful. So that's me creating my crease, and I'm taking it up higher on my brow bone. See the difference in those eyes? One has so much more definition. But don't worry, we're going to blend that later. Creases are just a must. And this is me using another one of my fluffy brushes just to blend. Like I said, you can always come back and change things. If it doesn't look right the first time, don't worry about it. And that's me just extending it against my brow. The intensity of my face when I'm looking for stuff is so funny. I'm so serious. Going back to the palette, I'm going back to using the Amore, and I'm just lightly blending that over my brow bone again. Just to get rid of some of the intensity of that dark color from the Toot Sweet. Oh, that song gets stuck in your head. Remember from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Toot, sweet, toot, sweet. Is that even a song from? I don't even remember. It's stuck in my head anyway. Is that a song from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Is it? It is, isn't it? Anyway, eyelashes. So the Kardashians will use, eyelash individuals or false eyelashes. I'm just using my MAC 3D Black Lash. And with this one, it's so buildable, you don't even need false eyelashes. I don't even dip it in twice. I just do it once, and that does me for the whole thing. It's so hard to keep a pretty looking face while doing mascara because everybody out there knows when you do your mascara, you make the funniest faces. You can actually see me making a couple of funny ones here. And then I realize I'm on camera and I quickly pose. So I just do a couple of layers just to get that high fluffy lashes. Ta-da! Now, something that I really missed with this eyeshadow look is I couldn't do a flick because Kylie Jenner did not have a lash line in this photo, in this makeup look. I feel like my makeup just looks so incomplete without one. I always have flicks. And I just feel that without, you notice every mistake made with the lashes. You can see any clumps. It just doesn't give me that perfect eyelash look that I like. It looks so empty to me. Especially when I look down. I need a lash line. I actually should have done a thin one. This is me just doing another layer of my foundation just to give me that perfect doll look that the Jenners and Kardashians have. They must wear so much more foundation than I do. But this is me just again using my Studio Fix in the same color I did for my base. I'm just using a little bit more. Just on my forehead and under my cheeks and taking it up to the hairline again so we don't have a funny makeup line. One of the hardest parts about this look was doing the resting bitch face. When I was taking my selfies for my thumbnails, I felt like I was being so sad doing these poses, pouting, sticking out my bottom lip, raising my eyebrows, sucking in my cheekbones, you know, doing all the tricks. I felt like I was being so serious and so sad. But that's what we gotta do to look like the Kardashians and the Jenners. So this is me just using my powder to set my makeup. I do my forehead first, taking it out into the hairline again. Just the corners of the scalp there. This is an NW10. And then I do around my nose. The nose is one of the hardest parts to put foundation on. It's crazy. And then what I do is I do my jawbone around the tops of my cheeks, down by my neck, and on my chin. I never do under my eyes and my cheeks with my powder brush. And I never do it at this stage. That's me just putting a little bit on my lips as well to set for the lip liner. So now I'm taking my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Kit. Whoa! The god of contours! Now this is me using the light cocoa on my forehead because we all know that contour is such a huge part of the Kardashian Jenner look. So I'm really going for it. I need that light reflecting, I need those cheekbones, and I need to look thinner. Now I'm taking the dark cocoa and I'm going to contour my cheekbones. This is almost in a Patrick Star-esque way that I'm doing this. I'm just going for it. Sometimes that's the easiest way because if you do it gently, you're like, oh, I've got so much product on my face. What will I do? And you panic. But the quicker you do it, the quicker it blends and the quicker it sets. So here, I am doing my temples. I'm going from the highest arch of my eyebrow up to my hairline. And this just gives me so much more definition. Do you see the difference in each side of my face? One side looks sculpted and thinner, and the other side just looks flat. I do not have any cheekbones. So any look that I have that resembles cheekbones and sculpture and bone structure is all fake. I'm not gonna lie, it's all fake. That's me just doing the temples again. And just blend, blend, blend. Oh man, look at that contour! And now I'm using Pop of Light, this sparkly one. That's me referring to the picture again. I'm literally just copying the picture off Google as my reference. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I just smell it. It smells so good. I'm on a diet, so the smallest smell of chocolate is just so intoxicating. If I wasn't filming it, I would have licked it. I'm not gonna lie. So now I am taking my MAC. This is my Mineralized Skin Finish in Global Glow. I love this. This is such an investment buy. I have had it for well over a year and it's not even got a dip in it yet. I just use this over my contour and over my forehead and on the balls of my cheeks. Just to give me that extra bronze look. And I do it around my jawbone as well to make me look thinner. And just a little bit down my neck too. Oh, bitch, look at that contour. She working. I was really chuffed with this contour actually. It turned out really well. I'm still learning. I'm still practicing. I just make it up as I go along. But I was really happy with this one. So now I'm taking my palette out again. And I'm going to be using the Moi. And this is me dampening my brush again. Makeup tip 101. So this is me getting ready to do my under eyes. It really went in my eye here. It was so sore. But I maintained composure, because that's what professionals do. So that's me taking it round and out the side of my eye to extend it. In real life, this looked so much darker. When I looked in the mirror, the brown tones were really popping. But on camera, they looked a lot paler. And in photos as well, it looked a lot paler than it did in real life. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing the sides of my eyes. And I made a mistake. I'm trying to fix it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Fleur, which is the peach tone that we used on the sockets of our eyes for our base. And again, I've dampened the brush because I really wanted it, you know, more of a metallic. I didn't want it to drop all over my face. So this stops the eyeshadow traveling as well if we dampen the brush. And I'm going right into the corners of my eyes and taking it forward as well into the corners of my eyes. Ah, so pretty. Like I said, in real life this was a lot darker. But I'm actually going to do a video on real life makeup versus photogenic makeup. I'm having this debate right now with my auntie who's getting married, and I'm saying to her, makeup in real life is so different to makeup in a photograph or on camera. And with a wedding, that's what's important, is what the photos and the videos look like. You know, people on the day, they're going to be drinking champagne, they're drinking wine, they're having shots. They're not going to remember, you know, how prominent your eyeshadow was that day or how intense your lip liner was. But the camera will remember forever. So I'm actually going to do a video on that to show you guys the difference. It's something that I really believe in. So this is me filling in my brows with my Full Exposure Smashbox palette using the hard angle brush. So this is, again, I'm not going over the whole eyebrow, I'm just doing the underneath, the arches, and the extension at the sides. And then I just lightly fluff the front. Before, it used to be all about having that hard, square chisel at the front of your brows, but now I almost pretty much leave them out. I leave it natural. That's like the only thing I do, leave natural. So now, the lips. The Kylie Jenner lips. So I'm taking my MAC lip liner in Subculture, and I am layering that on to get these big, juicy, luscious Kylie Jenner lips. I could have done it more. I could have gone a little bit, you know, bigger, but... So tuck in your lips. Tuck them in behind your teeth because you can get a sharper line that way. Color in the middle. It gives more of an intensity and more of a shadow. Now I'm doing my Cupid's bow. And all I do is I draw a kiss around my natural lips. See? Just across. And then that creates the template for me to bring up the corner of my lip round to that top point of the Cupid's bow. Most people fill in their Cupid's bow, but I really like mine, so I try and not take it away. I don't like the round arch lip. I like a strong Cupid's bow. My lips are so uneven, so it's kind of hard for me to get bigger lips because I have to make them even as well. Okay, so now I'm taking my Too Faced lipstick. This is a Nude Beach. This was the perfect color for my imitation of my Kylie Jenner makeup. And it was so soft, so nourishing, so moisturizing. It was just beautiful to wear. It's actually the first time I've tried this lipstick and I just loved it. The staying power was amazing. I could do with a slightly stronger color pigment though, I'm not gonna lie. It did dull down after a while. So this is me taking my fantail brush, and I use powder in NC20 now, so I use a darker powder to set under my eyes, across my cheekbones, and just over my nose again. This is so I don't photograph with white patches under my eyes, that white powder look under your eyes. So I use a darker colour. And now I'm just taking a black kohl pencil and ever so slightly lining under my eyes. I really liked this because I felt it really made the eyeshadow look pop. Because I don't have my top line, the bottom line gave me that extra little pop that I needed. And as you know, what I do is I use one of my sample mascaras. Because there's less product on it, I use that for my under eyelashes. If I use the 3D Black Lash on my bottom lashes, it goes everywhere. Because it's such a strong mascara, I get too much product on it. So I just like to use a slightly softer mascara on my bottom lashes. That's me looking at the photo again, just to make sure I've done everything. And do a little pose for you guys, 'cause I love you. Okay, so that is my Kylie Jenner makeup look. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope my tips were helpful. Give it a try. Bye!